everyone. Welcome to orientation. Thank you for joining us and for continuing your education with Springboard. My name is Sophie. I am the student advisor for this course. And yeah, let's get started. Excited to welcome you all. So first, we're just going to go over the agenda for this orientation. We're going to go over course support, course structure, tips to succeed in the course, next steps, and then at the end we'll have a Q&A in which you can unmute yourself and ask questions, or you can type in the chat box. So here we go. So starting with course support, we've got your student advisor, which is me, Sophie. You can always reach out to me at sophie@springboard.com with any questions. Your student advisor is really here for anything involving the Springboard experience. So I'm here to help you with whether that be progress check-ins, helping you develop a learning plan, helping keep you accountable. If you're having any issues with billing or want to talk about your mentor, whatever it is, I am your gal. I will say disclaimer, I am not a data scientist or a machine learning engineer. So unfortunately, I can't help you with the really sort of technical or course-specific questions. However, you have many resources and folks that I will tell you about soon who you can reach out to with those questions. So second is support. You may be getting emails from Leo, who is on our support team. Leo is here to help you with anything with billing or course tool access. This course utilizes a lot of outside resources and tools that you'll be getting login info for. So don't be alarmed if you get an email from Leo. Next is your mentor. So you will be matched with your mentor this Friday, August 1st. So that's very exciting. Your mentor is there for technical support, feedback, and they're also someone who's an expert in the industry. So they're there as well for sort of general industry guidance and really to sort of help you check in with you throughout the course, help you with your projects, help you with your capstone, someone to sort of bounce ideas off of, someone to help keep you accountable. We'll get more into this later, but yeah, something we really pride ourselves on here at Springboard is the mentored experience. So another sort of extended version of course support, we do offer unlimited mentor calls for this course. So you can schedule these calls through your mentor call tab. So these are really for sort of technical support questions on the coursework. If you have a question and you can't wait until your next mentor call, these are a really great resource to sort of get your questions answered in a more timely manner if you need. Next is our community manager, Luca. Luca lives in your online community, which is through Piazza, which you will get a link for on the first day of enrollment. So Piazza is where Luca lives. He's there for technical support. You can post any and all questions, share resources, get project feedback. Luca is really great about responding within roughly 24 hours or so. So he's a fantastic resource that you can utilize for fast responses. And sorry, I just want to okay, cool. And lastly are your career coaches. So as you're going through the curriculum, you will get prompted at a point to schedule a call with your career coach. Your career coach is there, of course, for career support, but beyond that or within that, they're there to review your resume, help you develop your LinkedIn profile, give you tips and tricks on how to go about the job hunt, and we'll get into a little bit more of that later, but that's just sort of a general overview. So next we have the AI career track course structure. First is all right, if you haven't muted yourself, please do so we don't hear any background noise. So Our career track course structure first is our curated project-based curriculum. So we've partnered with a lot of outside sources. So beyond just our in-house materials, we've also partnered with folks such as Domino and Data Camp and AWS and lots of other folks to sort of create this curated curriculum that is really fantastic. It really is a sort of hands-on learning as you go. What you're learning is directly what you're going to be utilizing for your projects and for your capstone projects, so they really go hand in hand. Next is the online community. Like I said, it lives in Piazza. Your online community is not just this cohort of students, but it's all students who are in this course right now, including alumni, including your community manager and some mentors. So this is a really fantastic space to either ask questions, share resources, don't be shy, definitely get in there and introduce yourself and chat with the community. You can also talk about developing meetups, study meetups, if you'd like to meet up with folks who live near you. So definitely utilize this source. You'll be getting a link to log in on the first day of the course on the 5th. Next is weekly office hours. So I feel super passionately about this. We have weekly office hours every Thursday at 4 p.m. Through a Zoom link that will be shared through the Piazza community. And also I believe you'll get an email about it with the details as well. We are joined by some of our data science mentors. It can range from being a general Q&A to someone presenting, a student presenting their capstone project, to having guest speakers. You can also suggest a topic that we can address as well and ask questions at the end. So it's a really fantastic way to continue to engage in the community and also learn some more valuable stuff. Next is your weekly 30-minute one-on-one mentor calls. These are extremely important, and like I said, something we really pride ourselves on here at Springboard is providing you with a mentor who is an industry expert. You can ask your mentor anything about their experience working within the industry. Your mentor is there to help you get through this course, to help keep you accountable, to help you with everything from sort of the nitty-gritty things to thinking bigger picture about what you want your capstone projects to look like. They're really there to help you through every step of the way. So I strongly encourage you to take these calls very seriously and to keep the line of communication with your mentor strong. Lastly is your career coaches. Like I said, your career coaches are there for you really regarding anything involving the job search process. Partway through the curriculum, you will be prompted to schedule your first career call, so don't worry about having to do that just yet, although we do encourage you to start that job search process as soon as possible. They're there to really help identify your goals, help give you those tips and tricks to find and apply for your dream jobs, and to help you with everything from resume building, LinkedIn profile creating, networking, and beyond. So completion requirements. In order to complete the course, you do need to complete 100% of the curriculum. That means submitting and passing all projects, including both capstone projects and career projects. So part of those career projects is passing all 4 mock interviews, which you'll have with your career coach or a career coach. That is 1 behavioral and 3 technical interviews. You can also see your completion progress within your student dashboard. So if you're ever curious about how much you've submitted, how far along you are, please utilize this tool. If you can see that you've submitted something but it hasn't been passed yet or hasn't been passed for a while, feel free to reach out to your mentor. This is a really great way to just help keep yourself on track and have sort of a larger picture of how you're doing it. All right, so how can you make the most out of the course? So here's some tips. Tip number 1, things to think about, time management is huge. When you're thinking about the course, I encourage you all to first think about how you're going to schedule your time. How are you going to prioritize this course. Many of you have full-time jobs and families and friends and many distractors in life. So figuring out how you're going to avoid procrastinating and sort of managing those interruptions. I highly encourage you to utilize our study plan tool for weekly goal setting. I also encourage you to do calls with me to develop those learning plans and help keep you accountable and on track to complete on time. I encourage you to start thinking about this sooner rather than later, and really schedule out your time wisely and reach out to those support systems, such as your mentor and myself, so that we can help you sort of develop the best plan possible so you're set up for success. So here's sort of an overall course timeline. You're here at orientation, congratulations. You'll get matched with your mentor on Friday. Course start date is Monday, August 5th, and then your end date would be in 6 months, which is February 2020. Very exciting. Tip 2, develop your mentor relationship. This is super important. When you get that mentor match email, introduce yourself, send them an email introducing yourself, introduce yourself further in your first call. Feel free to communicate, why you decided to join Springboard, why you decided to take this course, what are your overall goals for this course. If it's not getting a job, if you're waiving your job guarantee, whether, what your motivations are in the course, what you'd like to get out of it. Outside of that, feel free to be as specific as you'd like, so that your mentor can really get some context on what your background is and where you're coming from. Secondly, communicate. It's really important that you're communicating any cancellations or rescheduling in a timely manner. So at least we'd like to say 48 hours, 24 hours in advance at the very least. Respect your mentor's time as you'd want them to respect your time, and really keep that line of communication strong. You can also set weekly call topics 24 hours in advance, which is a really nice way to allow your mentor to prepare for the call, but also to sort of have an agenda going into the call so that you guys can get the most out of it and stay on topic. And at the end, feel free to give feedback by rating the call. That feedback will not be sent to your mentor, but will be sent directly to your student advisor, myself, so we can sort of keep track of how things are going. Tip 3, engage in the community. So like I said, through Piazza, really don't be shy, ask questions, join and create study groups if you'd like. Definitely try to attend those office hours, and we also have career info sessions that are really great as well. So, try to be as involved as you can. It will really help you be successful in this course. And request topics of interest for our office hours if you'd like as well. We're always looking for new topics to explore, so don't be shy. Follow the career unit. So this is important. The way that our curriculum has been developed and laid out is so that is intended for you to do it in chronological order, and the career units are embedded in that. So make sure that you're not skipping the career units, that some of the career units you can do while working alongside the course curriculum. For example, doing those mock interviews, reaching out to networks. Those are things you can be doing alongside the course content as well. But make sure you're finishing the unit before your call on that particular topic. For example, finishing the unit on your LinkedIn profile before you're having the call with your career coach on your LinkedIn profile. All right, so what happens next? Finish the pre-work before the start of the course. There is a PDF of pre-work in your course curriculum, which you have access to right now. Start thinking about your capstone project topic. I know it might seem early, but it's going to be here before you know it, and it's really great to just get those ideas out and running sooner rather than later. Meet your mentor via email. So after that introduction on Friday, make sure you're sending out an email to your mentor and introducing yourself. And like I said, course start date is Monday, August 5th. Finally, a really fun announcement. We have a data and design summit called Springboard Rise coming up September 7th in Sunnyvale, California, fairly close to where our headquarters are in San Francisco. This is really exciting. It's the second year that we've done this. We'll be bringing together roughly 400 students, alumni, and mentors from our data science and UX design courses for an all-day conference that focuses on learning and careers and the future of work. And what's even more exciting is we're running a promotion for all August students. So if you use this code VIP student at checkout, you can get a free ticket. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to Molly at springboard.com. And if you want more information, there's the link there to the landing. All right, so this has been a lot of me talking. Now I would love to hear if you guys have any questions. You can always email me if you can't think of anything now, but think of something later, feel free to email me. But for now, I'm going to mute myself and open the floor up for questions. Feel free to either unmute yourself and ask or type in the box.
Hey, Sophie, this is Dhwani. Hello?
Hi, yes, I can hear you. Sorry, go ahead.
I had a quick question about the mentors. So you said like we will be introducing ourselves to mentor via email. So when will be the first call with them we can schedule, or what will be the procedure of that?
Yeah, great question. So when you set up your student profile, there should be a prompt for you to input your availability for mentor calls. And then what we do on our end is tomorrow I go in and match students and mentors based on their shared interest and availability. And so you will get an email with your call time based on your shared availability and skill sets that you would like your mentor to have. We try to be as accommodating as possible. So you will be assigned that call time, and then when you get the email introducing your mentor and their email address, it's really just a way for you to say, hey, I'm so-and-so, looking forward to our call on whatever date and time your call is set for.
Sounds good. And usually when we set the block of time, is it like same for every week, or we just schedule it ahead of time every week or something like that?
It's the same for every week. So make sure when you are going in and putting in your availability in your student profile that, if you're putting in that you're available from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays, that you are available from 6 to 8 every Wednesday, because whatever time and we will choose or you'll get matched with, and whatever day that is, it will be the same every week.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Great question. I got a question in the group chat. Is there any timeline to complete the course? Yes. So the course, this is a 6-month course. So your timeline, your end date would be in February of 2020. So that is the projected timeline to complete the course. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. If you want me to get more specific on anything, feel free to ask further.
Hi, Sophie. This is Kirill. I have a question for you. So, how this process of searching for a job works? What means do you give for a student to find a new job? So how does it work?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of your question. Do you mind repeating it?
Yeah, I'm just curious how your students, they search for the work. So basically for jobs. So you just mentioned before that, yeah, so we have to start searching for a job as soon as possible, even before the course starts. So what should we do? So what are the steps?
Yeah, I mean, the job, me sort of suggesting that is more general, as in, like, keep the job search should be on your mind as you're starting the course because it is part of the course, but we have steps embedded in the curriculum to start that job search process. So you're not expected to be, aggressively searching and applying right now at the start of the course. You will be prompted as the course goes along. For example, the first prompt will be to develop and fill out a LinkedIn profile, and then you'll be prompted to schedule a call with your career coach. So we have steps that are embedded within the curriculum that will guide you through where to be searching for jobs, what keywords to be using when you're searching for jobs, what network events you might want to go to. So there's a lot more instruction that we'll be providing, or that your career coaches will be providing, that's embedded in the course. And usually these start, I think, by Unit 4, so within the first couple months of the course.
Mm-hmm. And do you have any internal job listings, or maybe you have some partnerships with companies which are searching for?
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any sort of internal job placement. We do offer, our if you don't get a job within 6 months of completing the course, we do offer a full refund. However, that refund is only if you have complied with all of our sort of instructions and advice on getting a job. We have yet to have to refund a student. So I think we do a pretty good job. But yeah, we don't have any partnerships or placement within Springboard specifically. But we do have, I would say, good relationships with many companies.
And one last question from me. So basically students who graduate from this course, machine learning engineer, are they considered mostly for entry-level positions, or maybe for senior or middle? So I'm just interested what level of a position I might expect once I graduate from this course.
Yeah, I think it really depends on your background. We have folks who have been in this field for a long time and have been in entry-level positions where it would very naturally lead you into a mid or higher level position. So it really depends on where you're coming from. If you don't have a strong or super strong background or a job experience, then you can maybe expect that our career coaches would be helping you get into a more entry level position. But our goal is to help you get into a job that your experience fits well into, and that is going to be the best job given your experience and level of expertise.
Okay, thank you.
Hi Sophie, this is Jubin. I have a question that if we want to schedule an appointment with career coach sooner than it's prompted, can we do that?
Good question. We usually don't recommend it, only because the way that the curriculum is set up is so that as you go through it, you're set up to be prepared for that first call, because the first call is quite comprehensive. Our career coaches really want to get a good sense of where you're at, but they also want to get a sense of where you're at based on what you've learned thus far and the steps that we've asked you to go through throughout the curriculum. So unless it's something really specific or like a specific case, we usually don't recommend it.
Like if we have any interview coming up and we need some help from the career coach about something, or whom should we, yeah.
Totally. Yeah. In that case, I would say that's a special case. If they have openings, we do have career coaches who are able to make exceptions and find time in their calendar. And so if that's the case, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to reach out and connect you and see if they'd be willing to sort of take an ad hoc call.
And when in the course do we get access to a career coach?
I believe it begins in Unit 4. So there are a total of, I think, 18 subsections. So by the 4th unit, you should get prompted to reach out to your career coach. So it's pretty early on. Anyone else have any questions?
Hey, Sophie, this is Dhwani again. Regarding the office hours you mentioned, I'm remote, but I'm just curious, do you guys have like some activities that's going on that actually you put it on live or something, or you have the Zoom meeting going on during those sessions? How the things work during the office hours for Springboard?
Great question. Yeah, so it is on Zoom, so it is live. However, if you can't make it, we record all of our office hours and we upload them onto YouTube, and they're actually in a tab on the left side column of your student profile. You'll see at the very top it says office hours, and that will direct you to the page that has all of our office hours. So if you aren't able to make it, you can view it. Does that answer your question?
Yes. And so if we have like your office hours topic, would it be more general of like, oh, I have an idea to build something on AI, using AI? Would that qualify for office hour topic? Like, what are the qualifications?
Good question. Yeah, I think if with a question like that, many of our office hours are really engaging sort of Q&As in which students just come in with questions like that. And you can ask either like this, or you can type in the chat box. And we have 3 industry experts who are there for our office hours and are able and will like answer your questions and beyond. Sometimes it turns into like a whole fun dialogue as well. Mm-hmm. So that would be something like a question like that might be something I'd save for the Q&A. Topics, more generally speaking, could be like, you know, we had an office hour recently in which a student wanted a career coach to come in and just discuss more in depth about, you know, like interview best practices, for example, or job application best practices. And then students could ask questions more specifically about that process and ask with having the career coach right there live on Zoom. So that's just an example of a topic that a student might want to discuss.
I see. Okay, that answers it. Regarding the other thing, you mentioned that if you don't get a job within 6 months, if you qualify for the refund, you refund it. Is there any criteria, like if we are in the industry for a long time and if our expectation does not match, and if we don't get with the expectation offer, would we qualify for that refund or no?
I think I'm understanding your question, but I think what you're asking is, let me try to answer it, and if I don't answer it correctly, just let me know. But with the way the refund works is that with our job guarantee, you're given 6 months after you complete the course that we're guaranteeing that you will get a job in the desired field. And so what you're saying on your end, or what you're committing to on your end, is meeting a certain level of requirements in order to get that job guarantee. So what that means is that you're applying to a certain number of jobs a week, that you're attending a certain number of networking events, that you're reaching out to a certain number of people in your network, that you're doing a certain number of informational interviews or real interviews, and that you're taking the advice of your career coaches and attending those calls. There's a document in the curriculum that gets much more in depth and can give you more specifics on sort of what your end of sort of the bargain is, or what we're asking that students do. You know, in my opinion, it's what people do anyways when they're in the job application process. It's just that we're giving added guidance. And like I said, you know, we haven't had to refund anyone yet, so it's so far so good. I think we've got a pretty great formula, if you will. But yeah, that's. I don't know if that fully answers your question, but you know, of course, if you have been it sounds like you've been in the field for some time. You know, I think that's an added bonus, but definitely won't. If you haven't been in the field for a long time, I don't think will detract from you getting a job.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Kind of.
Okay, I'm sorry. Feel free to email me.
I'll email you. I think that's more of a personal question I'll ask you.
Alrighty.
Hi, I'm Solomon. I just had a quick question about the office hours. So I thought you said the office hours are on Thursday at 4. On my dashboard, it's saying there's one Wednesday at 4.
Yeah.
Is that today or is that?
Thank you for bringing that up. I flagged that to our tech team that it still says Wednesdays at 4. That's an old date. So I post every Monday in your Piazza community as a reminder that it's on Thursdays. I can confirm here live it is on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so tomorrow. And although I don't actually know if, because your cohort hasn't officially started yet, I don't know if you'll have access to office hours this Thursday. You can join if you'd like. I can send out the link in an email that I'm going to send out later when you get this live orientation recording. So I'll be sure to send out an email with that link as well. And then next week when you get your login for Piazza, you'll see a notification on Piazza every week to remind you with the Zoom link and with the info for the office hours. But yes, it is on Thursdays. Still working on trying to get that pesky little Wednesday off the website. But thank you for asking that question. It's a good question.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, Sophie. A quick question regarding the pre-reading. So based on our focus on what we are trying to achieve after the course, who would be the right person to talk to if we are trying to just focus on what should we be reading or what should we be doing instead of going through all of the pre-reading or any part of the course? Would that be the mentor that we need to get connected?
Are you asking like with regards to the course content, like which parts you should be focusing most on?
Right.
Yeah. I think, there is a study guide tool in your course curriculum that you can reference that I think is a good aid in terms of thinking about how you're going to navigate the course. You can also definitely talk to your mentor about it. They're quite familiar with the course content, so they'll be able to help you sort of navigate it in the most efficient way possible. But I will say, it is laid out so that you kind of take it in chronological order. So that should be helpful. But yeah, definitely look into that student guide and reach out to your mentor if you have any more detailed questions about it.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm afraid we're at time now, but feel free to email me, sophie@springboard.com, SOPHIE, with any further questions. And thank you so much for joining us today, and I look forward to working with all of you. All right. Thank you,
Sophie.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.